Hey guys, so this is going to be a little bit of a different video today because I wanted to talk about the upcoming Zombies map for Infinite Warfare. This is coming out on January 31st, which is quite soon. Rave in the Redwoods, you may or may not have heard of it. And a lot of people have been asking me to make a video sharing my thoughts on it. So first off, let me just get my initial reaction to the trailer out of the way. Looks good. Looks way better than Zombies in Spaceland. I didn't really enjoy Zombies in Spaceland. A lot of you guys probably observed that because I didn't upload many videos about it. I think the theme is better. I like that it's in the woods. I like the 90s better. I even like the characters better. Every single thing in the trailer to me looks better than the original. So what I'm going to do is share 5 reasons why I'm nervous for the release of this map. Zombies in Spaceland really didn't do it for me, and there was a lot of reasons why. And I kind of wanted to make this video identifying some of those reasons and look at it going forwards. Again, this is in no way a hate video towards Rave in the Redwoods. I'm just sharing my honest opinion. So when I say I'm scared for this game mode, I mean I am scared for the success of it. I am nervous, I'm apprehensive. I want it to do well. I want this to be an amazing game mode. Heck, if it was better than Treyarch, I'd be happy because then we would all get some awesome Zombies content. But personally, I didn't like what we got previously. The first reason that I'm nervous for Rave in the Redwoods is the characters. Now, if you guys watched the trailer, I'll link it down in the description. There was a little live stream that Infinity Ward did. It was mentioned that these characters are basically changing. Every single story we get, every single map that we get, our characters change. And I don't really like that. Like, they're actors in a movie. So with old Zombies, like you had reason to get invested into your characters because they were this person and this is how they were. But in this sort of game mode, it was like the first map we had, there was the Poindexter, there was the Valley Girl and the Jock and the Rapper. And that entire character, like, that is gone. Those aren't the people. Now they're completely different, which to me makes me not really care because I just think, well, they're not even the same people. I can't get invested into their stories because they don't actually have a real story. It's all fake. I do think that that is a very unique idea to give each separate map a separate identity of characters while they're still the same characters. I just personally, I can't get behind that, and I'm not interested. Now, my next point, which I guess will be number 4, I'm not really trying to do this too listy, but I'll keep true to the top 5 format, is kind of piggybacking off my last idea, but is related to just the storyline in general. So far we have been given this. There is this overpowerful, like, sort of, omniscient character, which is Willard Wyler, and he's basically trying to kill our 4 main cast, and he is like the omnipotent character that we see so common in Zombies. And then we have our 4 people. I don't care. I don't care what's going to happen to these people, again, because I'm not interested in their characters, but I don't care really about the entire storyline. I feel like there really wasn't much given to us in Zombies in Spaceland. I mean, if you ask Milo, I did a podcast with Milo, Mr. Rothwaffles, where we talked about this extensively. We really weren't given much to go off the storyline. All we know is these people are killing, this guy's trying to kill these 4 people. It's just not really a lot for me to care about in the first place. And I'm not invested into the storyline. And I'm hoping that Rave in the Redwoods is going to somehow make me more excited about the storyline. We'll have some twists or something's going to happen. But that is something that I'm nervous for. We just haven't really been given much to go off the storyline, and I'm scared that Rave in the Redwoods isn't going to get me more invested into our storyline. So my number 3 point is going to be the replayability. I've said this before, I feel like a broken record at this point, but obviously the number 1 most important thing about Zombies in general is having it replayable. And a lot of the time the Easter egg is a big point for that. And again, this is just a personal thing, but I didn't feel any want to continue playing Zombies in Spaceland. After my first couple times playing through, I saw what the rest of the guys in the community were doing with the Easter egg. And again, like, listen, this is my job, and realistically, okay, if I wanted to, I could have played through the Easter egg, tried to do it, all this stuff, and really go for it. And I probably got more subscribers. I would have got more viewers, but I just didn't care. I didn't want to continue playing. There was nothing. I don't know. There was just nothing that got me hooked. Maybe I'm just too attached to Treyarch zombies, but I just felt like it was nothing new to me. It was new, and it was great, and I think they did a really good job with it. But there was just nothing that got me personally hooked to the game mode. And I really, really want to see, again, I can't even say like, oh, I want to see some new and exciting stuff, because honestly, they put so much amazing things, so many very unique things into Zombies in Spaceland that I can't say, oh, they weren't innovative enough. I just need something that will for me, feel like, oh, this is cool. Now, this is my number 2 point, so I guess is more significant than the last 3 if we're doing this to the normal style of videos. This is that Rave of the Redwoods, to me, looks like a copy of Zombies in Spaceland. So we were given that trailer, and it's dark and it's creepy, and I got excited. I started looking at it thinking, oh, this is a cool vibe. I like that they're going for the horror type side of things. Neat. And then you turn on the power and it's just another Zombies in Spaceland. It's bright and colorful. And again, I mean, I've even said I like bright and colorful maps, but to me, it almost feels like a copy of the map we just had. So that could be a huge issue for this game. Again, I want it to be successful, but if everyone hops into it and they're just like, oh man, this just feels like Zombies in Spaceland, but in the woods, that could be a huge issue. Now, I think that the fact that they have that sort of creepy side of things is going to add another layer, which could be really cool, and I do like that they went for that. I'm just nervous that the bright colors is just gonna feel like an exact copy. You know, it's a Rave in the 90s. I don't know. It seems pretty similar to Zombies in Spaceland. So anyways, those are 4 reasons, like specifically pertaining to the actual game, of why I am really nervous about this game mode, right? The biggest reason I'm scared for this map, for the release of this map, I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking like, wow, okay, they really have to nail this map. So think about any other Zombies games we've had. In the past, Zombies DLC 1 maps have always been received very well for different reasons. Verrückt wasn't a great map, but it was a new Zombies map. People loved it. Ascension was just a fan favorite. A lot of people liked Ascension. Then we had Die Rise, which really wasn't a great map, but in comparison to Transit, the community loved it. And obviously, Der Eisendrache was just a masterpiece. Now, my point with this is that the first map of the DLC cycle has always been integral to the success of the rest of Zombies. Like looking at Black Ops 3, Shadows of Evil, and The Giant, I mean, I loved it. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. It was great. But Der Eisendrache, that first DLC map, was what really got people hooked. We blew up the moon. It just had this great ending. Everything was exciting. And because it was so exciting, it got a lot of people invested into the rest of the DLC. They were just set on, yes, I'm going to buy DLC 2, I'm going to buy DLC 3, and I am going to buy DLC 4 because I want to know what happens. How is this storyline going to end? It was just set up so well at the start of the game, and with DLC 1, I have to get the rest of it. With Infinite Warfare Zombies, we haven't really had a great setup, but we have at least been introduced into the world of this new game mode. I feel like Mr. Awful Waffles right now, the way I'm talking about everything. But the number one thing I am so concerned about is if they don't do a good enough job with this first DLC pack, I feel like the rest of everything is just going to be ruined. Like imagine if with Black Ops 3, the first DLC pack we had gotten was Zetsubo. I think it would have turned them off to the entire zombie storyline a lot. But instead we got Der Eisendrache and then Zetsubo. And because of that, even though people were a little turned off by Zetsubo, Der Eisendrache I feel was so good that it really held the rest of the storyline together. We had this awesome start. People want to see how it ends. And if Infinite Warfare Zombies doesn't really hit hard with that first DLC, I see a lot of people saying, well, why would I buy the next one if I didn't like the first one? But saying all this and talking about it makes me very hopeful for the success of Rave in the Redwoods. But as of right now, those are just like my biggest fears. Again, I'm not trying to hate on this game mode. I want it to succeed. I'm just providing my worries for it, the things that I thought weren't good with Zombies in Spaceland that I'm hoping that they will correct in this next map. And I do in fact know that there's a lot of you guys out there that like Infinite Warfare Zombies, okay? I put a poll up on Twitter. I said, would you guys rather me stream or make a video on my thoughts on this new map, Rave in the Redwoods? And a lot of people said, let's hear your thoughts on Rave in the Redwoods. So that is it. Again, personal opinion, just being straight up honest with you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I will be playing Rave in the Redwoods on the day it drops. Not at midnight. I'm going to just do it at a normal time, just one sort of first playthrough, and then we'll play a little bit more throughout the night. But I'm not going to be going super hard like I would for a Treyarch game, just simply because I feel like just where I'm at with my channel, I don't really want to do the spam that I used to. And it's no hate on anyone that does that. Other people's channels are different. That's just how I feel right now. Anyways, just wanted to be real with you guys today. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.